Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make a front bang wig with a closure. Yes, you heard me, using a closure. So hi guys, so for today's video, we're going to be making a front bang wig. First thing you're going to be needing is your mannequin head and of course your stand. Next thing you're going to need is of course your wig cap, and I like to use the dome cap. I literally get it from a beauty supply store for $3. You're gonna need a brush, a powder brush. You're gonna need a tooth comb, super easy. You're gonna need a comb. You're also going to need some clips, which are gonna come really handy as the video or tutorial goes on. You're gonna need some T-pins, and these are super affordable, especially, and super helpful when you're making a wig. You're gonna need some needles. I personally love using the curved needles. You're gonna need some thread, and for my thread, I like using the nylon thread. I think this cost me about $7 at my local beauty supply store. You're also going to be needing your bundles, and my bundles today is provided by the Elite Hair Company. I already did my initial review for their hair, which you guys should definitely check out, and I'll leave the link for that below. So first thing we're going to be doing to start a wig is of course putting on our wig cap on the mannequin head. As you guys can see, super easy, super achievable. After that, you're going to be taking your closure, and of course you're going to be setting it. So I'm doing a closure. Originally what I was going to do was make this into a middle part closure wig, but I was like, you know what, let me challenge myself and make this front bang wig. So I'm literally using the closure and setting it still before I begin to sew. And as you guys can see, I use the T-pins just to, you know, line the closure to know where I want it to be. And here's where the clips come in handy, just to tie the hair up. And of course, I already made my needle and my thread, and I'm just going in by sewing on the closure to the wig, which is super easy. You literally go in and you go out. So this part is super explanatory. Of course, as the video goes by, it's sped up. So if I need to say anything as the tutorial go by, I'll come back and say something. But for now, I'm just going to rationally let the music play, if that's even a word. But I'm just gonna let the music play. So something I like to do whenever I'm making these wig tutorial is that I like to use two needles when it comes to my closure. I like to have one coming from the left side and one coming from the right side, and I just meet them in the middle and I cross over. So when I'm starting on my right side, I'm using a whole completely different needle, and the new needle I use from the first, if you guys can see in the latch at the back, it's still there, it's still attached, I didn't cut it off. So I like to use two needles because for me it's just super easy, and it makes it very like secured. I know like one side is not going to be lopsided and one side is not going to be flat. So if you are like me and you have OCD and you want to make sure this like closure is on tight, everything is secure, I always recommend you go in through with two needles and see how it works. Definitely give it a try, see how you like it. I love it. So as you can see, I'm just literally finishing up with the needle, and I'm going to be crossing over. So I go from left all the way down and I go back right, and then I just cut it and tie it up in the middle. And honestly, that's literally how I go about sewing on the closure. Sewing on the closure is super easy. As long as you get it to lay flat, it's so self-explanatory. It's not hard. And when you cut it, you tie a knot twice. I tie my knot twice or 3 times, and that's it. So now we're going to be starting off to sewing on the bundle, and I'm starting off with the 16-inch bundle. Let me just tell y'all about the hair. The hair is super soft. Like combing it through is soft. So what I like to do is I like to open my weft and open it up and split the hair in half. I don't cut it. I don't like to sew my weft double. I like to do them single because it makes the hair so full and so much nicer. If people usually like to do it double, and when they do it double, I feel like you struggle because you're leaving so much space in the hair, and it doesn't make it like easy when you want to put it up or do any updo. And whenever I do my wigs, I like to start from like the back, so when I put it up, it literally looks like it's my real hair. Honestly guys, biggest tip when you are making a wig, always bring it to like the lowest parts, like the bottom of that wig cap, and go through. And of course, as you guys can see, I like to bring my hair very close to each other. I don't like to leave a space or have huge spaces, and that's why I always split open the bundles from the weft. Split open, oh my god, what am I saying? I like to split the bundle open in half, as you guys can see. So self-explanatory once again. I'm just going through literally sewing up the hair. One bundle literally took me at least, I want to say 2/4. So like almost half of the hair, kind of sorta. And I'm just doing the same process over and over and over and over again. When it comes to this process, honestly, take your time. I literally take my sweet time when I'm doing this. This video took me about, when I make a wig rationally, it takes me about an hour to make a full wig, but because I was filming the video, it took me about 2.5 hours because I wanted to take my time to make sure I get it out for you guys in the best quality as possible. So yes, take your sweet time. I like to go through my weft by folding them and not cutting them. I don't like cutting my bundles because I want to be able to reuse them, and I feel like whenever you make a wig and you keep cutting the hair or cutting the weft, it doesn't make sense for you to reuse it because you have so much pieces literally everywhere, and when you wash them you don't know what length is what and which is which and which is what. So for me personally, I do not like cutting my bundles. I just literally just go and I fold and I go and I fold. As you guys can see, I fold and I keep sewing. Usually some people don't like folding because they feel like there's always a bump where they fold. Wherever you fold the hair, try to sew it down like at least 3 times before you continue sewing because it keeps it flat. And as I go, this is where the comb comes in handy. You just comb it through. So next thing I'm going through is with the 14-inch. So of course for this hair, once again, I'm doing a 16-inch bundle, 2 14-inch bundle, and I believe a 14-inch closure. So I'm just going in with the second bundle, of course. Pretty self-explanatory once again. So do you guys see how I cross over and I start sewing and I sew it twice before I continue? That's how you get it to be very, very, very flat. And honestly, you just keep going until you get to the end. I don't cut it, like I literally go. I honestly and truly do not cut until I get to like the front, which is usually when I'm on my third bundle. That's when I cut. Literally folding it over is so easy. Like I said, once again, it helps you being able to reuse the bundle. That's how I'm able to reuse my bundle and make them into new wigs every time because I don't cut them. I don't see the purpose in cutting them. I don't like cutting my hair because I want to be able to reuse it. I want to get my money's worth. And I feel like when you cut them, it's just messy and it just doesn't look clean. But yeah, guys. So now we're on to our last bundle, which is the last 14-inch. As you guys can see, 2 bundles literally took me like a long way. And once again, I always separate the bundles from what the weft is. It's usually folded and I always separate them, open it to be like one long straight bundle, and I just continue from where I stop and I keep sewing. When you get to the top, you want to be very, very timid because that's where like it all matters, because you need the top to be very clean. So take your time. The back doesn't really matter to me because nobody sees it, but I still do it clean. Me personally, I do not make wigs I don't like making my wig by using a hot glue gun or even just hair glue. I don't like that at all. I think it makes the wig very, very dirty and I'm not a fan. So as you guys can see, I'm literally back at the top, and at the top of the bundle is where I cut it. Maybe I do like 2 or 3 cuts. That's about it. And here we're just literally getting super, super close to our closure and just getting that gap closed. Honestly, it's explanatory. I just sped through it. Once again, take your time, be gentle, don't rush it. And when you get to the top, you want to take one track and sew it to the closure, simply because when you sew it to the closure, it's literally just, it looks like one. The closure doesn't separate itself from the bundle. Everything looks together and everything looks great. So I'm literally just going through and I'm sewing that last piece to the closure just to give my hair just a cleaner look, to make it look more precise, to make it look together. It's the same concept when you are making a frontal. You always want to put at least one row on, sew one row of bundle to the frontal just to make it look like one and nothing separates. And of course, when I'm done sewing this at the front, I'm going to tie it and I'm going to cut it, and that's where I cut it. I only cut at least twice or 3 times. through the entire process, and it's always on my last bundle, as you guys can see. But yeah, so I'm just finishing up that sewing process, and then after I'm done sewing, we're literally going to go into styling it and getting you that front bag, honey, because listen, we found a sleigh this spring, and this is probably going to be my springer. I might dye it, but I haven't decided yet. I'm probably gonna wear it black for a while, and then when I'm ready, I'm probably either gonna ombre it or dye it or make it all just one color that's gonna look really, really cute, and I'm super duper excited. One thing I love so much about this hair is it's so freaking soft. Like, yo, the Elite Hair Company came clutch with this bundle. It's so soft. So now we're gonna go to styling the hair, and I like to use my Got2b styling spray, and I'm just using this to make the hair flat, because of course it's a front bang, you want it to be as flat as possible. And then I'm going in with my curling wand just to make it flat, and then I'm gonna keep like parting through the hair to make it to get my front bang structure. And I keep using the Got2b spray, so I get it as flat as I want to. The Got2b spray really does help, and I like to go in with the comb as well, not a brush. So I comb it, and then I flat it, and then I comb it, and then I flat it, and I like using my curling wand for that, because it really does help you get the structure of the front bang that I was going for, and it made it really, really easy. So I was just doing the same method over and over again here. I'd comb it with the comb, and then I'd spray the spray, and then I flatten it with my curling wand. Before I went into it with the straightener, I wanted to get it as flat as I want, and that's why I was going in with my wand. And then I'm going to go in with my straightener, of course, to style it and cut it. But before I do that, I'm gonna cut off the lace in front, and as you guys can see, I'm just snip it off with my, of course, mailing scissors. And then now we're gonna go into straightening and flattening it. So I like to spray the Got2b spray, comb it a little bit, and then I'm gonna use my curling wand to flat it, and then use my straightener to straighten it out. This really just makes it very flat, and it's not bumpy and ugly looking. The curling wand is a great asset when it comes to this kind of style, because you need the hair to be as flat as possible. And I'm just literally doing the same process over and over again, as you guys can see. I sped it up just to save time, and the hardest part for me was literally cutting it, because I needed it to be very precise and cut to my satisfaction. So I'm just straightening it, and I love how the lace was tinted, because it literally looks like my scalp when it's on my head. And when you straighten it, take your time, do not rush it. Once again, as you can see, the video is of course sped up, but take your time. So to cut it, I put the wig on my head, and then I'm using a clip just to put a line where I want, and I'm just using a styling scissors, and I'm literally just snipping it. After I'm done snipping it, it's still too long, and I don't like how long it is. I'm gonna comb it out, and then I'm gonna go in again with my scissors, and I'm of course going to get funky and style it more and cut it a little bit more. I filmed this on my day off. I wasn't planning on wearing makeup, so this is what I look in my natural habitat. So once again, I keep cutting, and it takes a while to get the cut the way you want it to. So take your time with that as well. As you guys can see, once I cut it, now it's all like really weird. It's like it's like slanted. So I go in with my straightener to get it curved in, and then I'm gonna cut it again to the way I want it to be. So like I said, take your time. I do end up thinning out the hair a lot more, because the bang was just too full for me, and I just had to thin it out. Like, I just couldn't have it this full. I did have to thin it out, and of course just keep cutting it till your satisfaction. So I literally just keep cutting until I was happy with the way it was. And of course I go in with the comb and a straightener once again to get it the way I want to, or to get it how I want it to be. I didn't like the hair curly, so I ended up straightening it off camera, of course, and I actually liked it better straight. But then when I tried to like wear it a couple of days later, I did not like it straight, so I went back to it being curly. But yeah, guys, this is it for this hair video. Once again, I want to say a huge thank you to the Elite Hair Company for hooking me up. You guys, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and make sure you add me on all my social media. Thank you guys for all the love and all the support, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.